We are going to be ranking every single Detroit Lions positional group. We did this in another video where we looked at the top 3, but in this video we're going to be ranking all of them. Let's get right into the video. So that's right, in this video we're going to be ranking every single Detroit Lions positional group. So what is a positional group? Well, for example, a cornerback is a positional group. The cornerback is a positional group because it's one certain position. You are a cornerback. Whether it's an outside cornerback or a slot cornerback, you are a cornerback. So we're going to rank them amongst each other, right? So really, what is the most important, or where are they best at? Maybe they're really, really good at the safety position, and that's something that you could absolutely rely on, and that's something that the Detroit Lions, that's their strength, you could say. So that would be, number one, if that was their best strength. So that's how this list will go. Let's get into the video. We're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. Now, I actually have an 8.5 here because this could basically be the bottom tier. Now, it would actually be a 9, but this could be the lowest with a different one. So I'm going to put 8.5, but really it's a 9. And that is the cornerback position. And in this video, make sure you guys understand that I'm not saying these positions are necessarily bad if they're low on the list. It's just that we have a lot of other good positional groups, but they're just not as good as the other ones. And again, these are all my opinion. So again, cornerbacks come in at last. The cornerback position isn't terrible, and I think it can be a lot better than it was in 2018, to say. With adding Rashaan Melvin and Justin Coleman, this could be a lot better cornerback group. But at the same time, we do have a lot of question marks, and I think this is one of those positional groups where we have the most question marks. And also, at number 8 is the offensive line, and that's why they're kind of with each other here. 8.5, 8, whatever, because they both have a lot of question marks. But for the offensive line, there's really one big question mark, and that is that left guard position. We have Kenny Wiggins currently sitting at that left guard position. We believe he will be the starter. Now, I know that everybody's not super excited about that. They're probably thinking, okay, heck no, that's not going to work. We need Joe Dahl. We need somebody else to go in that position, maybe Oday Abushi. But right now, it seems to be Kenny Wiggins. So that's the biggest question mark, because if that doesn't work, if the left guard does not play well, then our offensive line is going to struggle, and that can hurt the entire offense. With that being said, though, we have a few more question marks on that cornerback position, right? We don't know who the number 2 is right now. We think it's Rashaan Melvin, but we've never even seen him with the Detroit Lions. We don't know. We hope that Justin Coleman can be that slot corner. He seems to be a really good one. Then we don't know who the 4th cornerback is, right? What is Teez Tabor going to bring? Will it be a rookie Amani, because he's a rookie, right? With that being said, the most questions for me come at that cornerback position. That's why they come in last. Then in 8th, we have the offensive line. Now let's jump it up to number 7, where we have the receiving group. And again, keep in mind what I said before. Now, when we did the last one, I had receiving group at number 3. And you may be like, wow, you are really off with what you're saying. But listen to me, hear me out, okay? I changed my mind. That's why I want to do another list. I updated my list. Number 7, I'm not saying they're bad. I just don't think the wide receiver group is as good or explosive or as reliable as the other groups. We have 2 really good wide receivers. Amendola seems to be solid, but after that, there's a lot of question marks. And I think we do have some talent where if these guys did leave, they'd go somewhere else and play. But with that being said, it's not like we have a full roster of 4 wide receivers that we're like, okay, we can go shotgun and throw it. If you take it, for example, Detroit Lions in the past when they had a guy named Kelvin Johnson. We don't have a Kelvin Johnson right now. We have something close in Kenny Galladay, but he's not Kelvin. Then we had Titus Young, Nate Burleson. We were deep at the wide receiver position. We're not exactly that deep. And I think the slot position kind of worries me, but I don't think Amendola's up to the same level that maybe Titus Young was when he was with the Detroit Lions. So that's why they come in at number 7. But really, it's not a bad positional group. We're just young and unexperienced, and they're coming in low because we haven't seen a lot of them. And also, the other positional groups are really good, okay? So let me just throw that in there. Now let's hop up to number 6. Hopping up the steps, we're at number 6 where we have the linebacker position. In the linebacker position, you can make an argument should be lower than the receivers, but I'm going to put the linebacker position above. I really like what Jelani Tavai has been doing throughout training camp. He has seemed like an absolute stud, and he seems like he'll be a starter day 1. So with that being said, I'm very, very confident in what Tavai can do. Now, I'm 100% confident in Jared Davis. Now, some people aren't, and that's fine. I'm really confident in what Jared Davis will bring to the table as that middle linebacker. He's been here for a few years now. He seems that his only weakness is coverage. He does everything else really well. With that being said, he's going to get better and better. He's going to have more help at the linebacker position. So, he'll have a lot less pressure taken off his shoulders. Now, we also have a lot of depth. Now, don't forget about Devon Kennard, who's a really good linebacker as well, but we have depth. We have Christian Jones. We have a lot of guys that we brought in throughout the offseason that are fighting for positions. We have some talented players that may not even make the team. So with that being said, they come in at number 6. Now let's fly over to number 5, because this time we're in an airplane. I don't know why, but that's what we're doing. And at number 5, we have the quarterback position. Why is the quarterback position number 5? Not because of the 2 backups. No. Because of Matthew Stafford. It's purely Matthew Stafford. I think the backups are maybe serviceable, maybe. I don't know. But the quarterback position is Matthew Stafford. If anything happened, knock on wood, the season's over. We're not going to go win a Super Bowl without him. So with that being said, I think Matthew Stafford just basically puts this on his back and drags him up to number 5 like he's done with the actual Detroit Lions in real life. I don't love our backup, so I can't put him any higher, so they come in at 5. Now, jump over to number 4, where we have the safety positional group. And someone in my last video said that the safety should be number 1. Okay, I see that. The safeties are young. Some people want to say they're unexperienced, but we do have a lot of talent, a lot of depth. Quandre Diggs, who has had 6 interceptions in the last 2 seasons. I believe he may lead the Detroit Lions in interceptions in 2019. Tracy Walker seems to be getting better, is probably going to be that number 2 safety. But then you have Will Harris, right? The 3rd round pick of the draft that you traded up to get. You also have Miles Killebrew, who knows if he's going to make the team. You have Tavon Wilson, who's a solid safety in this league. And then you have Andrew Adams, who already came up with an interception throughout training camp and is another safety we brought in through free agency. So one thing that sticks out here is that we have tons of depth, and these guys can move around. They're versatile. So that's why they come in all the way at number 4. But now let's crack that top 3, because this is where things start to get interesting. Coming in at number 3, we have a new group in the top 3, I should say, and that is running backs. Okay, so I'm moving running backs up here because of our depth and our talent. I think we have a lot of talent. We have more than just depth. We have talent in the depth, right? We have Kerryon Johnson, who's a stud. 5.4 yards per carry, 641 yards on 10 games played. He was a stud in 2018. But we also have a guy named C.J. Anderson, who's been really solid throughout his career, had a bounce-back season, and is a guy that you can rely on as a backup. We also have Ty Johnson out of Maryland, who averaged a 1 year, 9.1 yards per carry. This dude is fast. One word, fast. I mean, if you want to describe anybody on the team in one word, it's Ty Johnson, and it's fast. Then we don't have Theoretic anymore. Sad music. I don't know if there's sad music playing, but pretend there's sad music playing and I'm crying. But then we move on to Zach Zenner, and we have Zach Zenner. Oh my gosh, I actually have tears in my eyes. Okay, but then we have Zach Zenner, and Zach Zenner is a powerhouse, right? This guy's strong. He's going to get you 4 yards if you need 4 yards. So overall, I like a running back group. What does that mean? It means we have 2 positional groups left. And those 2 positional groups may be kind of obvious, but maybe not. Those are the defensive line and the tight end positional group. Now, which one comes in number 1, right? That's the question that you have to be asking yourselves. Which one is number 1? Well, we have strong cases for both of these, but I had to go. At number 2, we have the tight end positional group, featuring T.J. Hockenson, the 8th pick in the draft, the guy that's been outstanding throughout training camp, maybe the best player in training camp. Dude doesn't drop a pass. Also hurts people with how hard he blocks. Then we bring in Jesse James from the Pittsburgh Steelers, a young monster at 6'7". Then we feature Logan Thomas, the guy that went from quarterback to tight end. Very good in the red zone. Then we bring in another rookie in Isaac Nauta out of Georgia, who is said to have better hands than the 8th pick in the draft. And then we have a new guy that we brought in, Austin Traylor. Who knows if he's going to make the team. But I'll mention him because he is on the team for now. That's how good the tight end positional group. Nothing else needed to say. And you guys know what was coming at 1. Defensive line. I mean, it was obvious, right? The defensive line is the best defensive line in football. No questions asked. If you're not a Lions fan, you're like, yeah, you're crazy. Go look up Lions roster and scroll through. Then look up stats from those players and tell me I'm lying. Let me just go through some players. You can throw these in any order you want. Trey Flowers, Mike Daniels, Snacks Harrison, Romeo Okwara, Deshaun Hand, Austin Bryant. Do you want me to stop or do you want me to keep going? Because I can. I can throw John Adkins. I can throw Wynn in there. I can throw so many guys into this list. Because our defensive line is so good, it's scary. And they come in at number 1, no questions asked. Let me hear your thoughts and comments below. Thank you, Prep, for watching, and I'm out.